Now, this is basically the dilemma of a buyer in 2023. So in 2023, when we look at basically like category 1 inter-terrace, you can still get something at about 3.5 million. So you can get something at 3.5, even let's say 4 million, you're getting like a Cat 2 home already. 4.5 maybe it's nicely renovated. That was in 2023. And then of course semi-D is 4.5 to 5.5 million. The reason is because the base layer is of a lower quantum range. Then when we move up to 2024, the base layer started to improve in price. When that happens, it gives pressure to the highest apex product. So when this thing moves up, basically it pushes up the inter-terraces and semi-D. So it always behaves like that, which is why when we say that new launches, when they lead the pricing, they also pull up resale condos, they pull up TOB condos, strata lender will also want to catch up. But most importantly is that they create pressure for the top apex product, all right? Now, what might happen in 2025 is that we think that it's time for the landed pricing to escape. Because what do we mean by escape is that it makes sense for them to escape because they are the apex property. And people will find that it makes more and more sense to get a landed. And when that pressure comes in terms of demand, they will start absorbing the entry-level landed, and then it will start to create a new momentum. That means once existing landed owners realize that, they will start to ask for higher and higher pricing, all right? So we think that 2025 might be a year of movement for landed pricing because the base entry is expected to rise. Plus, we're having a very low interest rate environment moving on. So let's have a look at some macro events. So we just had this 17th September, 50 basis point cut. If you look at all the news, they're all expecting 25 basis point cut. But if they give a one-shot 50 basis point cut, means that there are some data that are not released to us. That means perhaps US job market is really bad. They just want to prevent a recession. They have to cut it at 50 basis point. There's some projection. Of course, we are not 100% sure whether it will happen, but the next Fed meeting is expected to be in November. All right. Now, this is the global wealth and where people park their wealth. And something to note is that there are some key events that will happen as well. Of course, these are all macro basis, and whether it happens or not, it really depends on the month-by-month basis. All right, but by and large, people see real estate as a safe haven because of low volatility, especially in Singapore, whereby everybody that buys a real estate, they have to hold it for 3 years. So everybody comes in with the mindset that I will hold for 3 years and I can sustain for 3 years before I buy. So the holding power mindset is there. And because of this, it creates more stability as well. There might be a key event that will happen. Of course, after election, by and large, this is a report from BlackRock, basically. Most of the time, basically, after election, you see an increase in S&P 500. What that might create is that once we come next year, when people start to take profit, they might then come back to real estate as well.